Hello, I'm Ahmed. I'm one of the embryologists here at the ARGC, and today I will go over what happens in the lead up to your egg collection, what happens during the egg collection, and what happens afterwards in the lab. Eggs grow in fluid-filled sacs called follicles, which grow inside the ovaries. Once those follicles reach a certain stage of development, a member of our nursing team will call you to tell you when and how to administer your trigger injection. It is important that by that time we have all your consent forms for treatment in file to prepare you for egg collection. On the day before your egg collection, this is your chance to stay at home, relax, make sure you rest well, eat well, and drink plenty of fluids. You have up until midnight, the night before your egg collection, to drink, because from midnight you're gonna have to be fasting for your egg collection. On the day of your egg collection, we ask you to come in the morning, and please bring your dressing gown and warm socks with you, and make sure that there is someone that can take you home after the procedure, as egg collections are performed under sedation. So you'll be asleep during the procedure. That's why it's important that you're fasting the night before, and the actual procedure usually lasts between 10 to 15 minutes. During this procedure, the doctor uses a fine needle to access the follicles within the ovaries, to empty them into a little tube where us in the lab go through those tubes to find and look for your eggs. Once we've collected all your eggs, we culture them in an incubator until later on in the day when it's time to inseminate and fertilize those eggs. If your partner is providing a sample, he will be producing in the meantime. And once we prepare the sperm sample and we've assessed how the sperm sample is, we will call you, usually around noon, to let you know if we're going to proceed with conventional IVF or ICSI as the method of fertilization. This day is considered day 0, and this is the day where we fertilize the eggs. Next morning, we check the eggs for signs of fertilization. If the eggs are fertilized, they form embryos. We'll give you a call and let you know how many of your eggs have fertilized. At that stage, we can't tell much about embryo quality, but we'll try to give you as much information as we can. Next day, on day 2 of embryo development, we check the embryos to see if they've divided or not. This is the first time where we can assess embryo quality. We'll give you a call as well to update you and let you know how your embryos are doing then. On day 3 of embryo development, we give the embryos another check, see how they're doing, update you on their quality as well. On day 4, we actually don't check the embryos. We leave them in the incubators so that we don't interrupt their development, because that's quite a vital step in their development stage. On day 5, we check to see if the embryos have formed blastocysts. When an embryo forms a blastocyst, we know that this is technically a viable embryo. It has the part, we can see the part of the embryo that forms the baby, and we can see the part of the embryo that forms part of the placenta. We can more accurately grade the embryos at this stage, so we'll update you on that, and we'll let you know when to come in for your transfer procedure. Up next, it's embryo transfer. To be honest, we can do a transfer any day between day 2 to day 6. It all depends on when we can select the best embryos for you. On the day of your transfer, we ask you to come in for your procedure, and that's when we go over the grade and quality of the embryos that you have in culture, and we explain which embryo or which embryos we're transferring for you. We ask you not to put any perfume or anything with a strong smell before the procedure, as that may be harmful for the embryos. During the embryo transfer procedure, you're awake. It's just like a smear test. The only difference is at the end we place a very thin catheter with the embryos or embryo inside. Any excess embryos that you have that have formed blastocysts can also be frozen as long as they are of good enough quality. We will also update you on that.